Today we are rebuilding Manchester United, one of the biggest clubs in Premier League history. In fact, the biggest club in Premier League history. The last 12 years has been a little bit rough, we all have to admit that, but I think we're going to come back today and revive Manchester United back to the top. We have got a fantastic few signings from the sun. We've got Rasmus Højlund in here, we've got Mason Mount, we've got Starboy Alejandro Garnacho, who is going to get lots and lots of game time. I'm looking to take this Manchester United side over the next 5 years to multiple Champions League finals, to multiple Premier League wins, winning the FA Cup, winning the Carabao Cup, and restoring this side back to what Fergie would have wanted, us as the biggest side in Premier League history. So let's get into it today, rebuilding Manchester United. We're going to start off with this fantastic 4-3-3 tactic I built. I'm not going to be going through it in today's episode, but if you want to see how this tactic performs and how great it is, I've done a test on it already, uploaded that to the channel. It's a different Simu United. We won everything. We were absolutely fantastic, and it's a very realistic recreation of how Erik ten Hag wants United to play, in my opinion, and it works very well in the match engine as well. So feel free to go ahead and watch that video, but watch it after you've watched us dominate football for the next 5 years. We've got Onana in goal, who is going to be our goalkeeper. Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Martinez, Luke Shaw, Casemiro, Bruno, Mount, Garnacho, Rashford and Højlund. Now to address and Jadon Sancho, he is going to be down in the under-18 squad. I'm making this as realistic as I can, and he's simply not going to play for United again, so he is gone. Mainu is going to be in the first team, available for selection, but also playing with the under-21. Same for Dan Gore, Hannibal, Hansen Aaron and Shola Shoretire. We're going to be giving the players lots of chances this season. I have disabled the first transfer window because it's happened in real life. We've already made a bunch of ridiculous signings, which I absolutely love. I mean, Rasmus Højlund looks like an absolute superstar in real life. I mean, as you watch this, the Manchester derby's just happened. I'm hoping he scored a hat-trick and we've battered City off the park, or I'll be crying and we've lost 4-1. But hopefully Højlund's had a part to play, and he looks fantastic in real life so far. So he is going to be our main striker for this whole rebuild. It really annoys me watching creators when they do United rebuilds and they get rid of Højlund, they don't make him their star man. This guy is going to be here for years to come. Mason Mount is going to get lots of game time in that box-to-box midfield role. Very happy with him. He is going to get there in real life. You can see it. He just needs that goal to sort of put him onto the thing. Same for Onana, a massive moment in real life a few weeks ago. Fantastic. He looks absolutely brilliant. Bayindir is the backup. We've also brought in Amrabat, who I'm potentially going to bring back next summer, and Reguilon also. Outgoings, obviously we know them all already, so we don't need to go through them. Season 1, let's get right into things then. Are we going to do bits in the first season of the Premier League? The Champions League, of course. We've got the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup. What can we go ahead and win? Well, I actually bring you back in January because I've been a busy boy. Shola Shoretire has gone, sold to Everton for £500,000. Amad Diallo has been loaned out to Burnley. Harry Maguire out the door, was kicking up a stink. He's gone to Real San Sebastian. Dan Gore out on loan to Norwich. Kobe Mainu didn't get much game time, out on loan to Hull to hopefully try and progress his career. Malacia on loan to AC Milan. I'm going to use him Reguilon, and Malacia can then go and play game time at Milan. Hannibal on loan to Montpellier, again the same to progress his career. Joe Hugel sold to Hull. Scott McTominay 25 million to Newcastle. He's been killing it in real life recently, but I still think if we get an offer like that, he should be out the door. Hansen Aaron on loan to Hull with Kobe Mainu and Joe Hugel. Palestra on loan to Norwich to go ahead and play with Dan Gore, and Toby Collier has left to sign for Birmingham. I have made one signing, and it's Arthur Vermeer, and this guy's a fantastic young DM on FIFA and on Football Manager 2024. He looks absolutely fantastic. 2-star current ability, 5-star potential. Be our backup rather than having Mainu waste his career being on the bench. This guy can, I mean, he's going to be playing a backup to Casemiro. It's difficult to get game time, but when he goes ahead and makes stupid red cards, I suppose he can play games. In the competition so far, we are doing very well. Knocked out in the Carabao Cup semi-finals, sadly, by Manchester City. And frustrating, of course, because we'd like to win it, but we've lost 5-4 in aggregate, which is frustrating, but is what it is. FA Cup, 4th round now against Derby. Champions League, we are through the group stage. Is it going to happen in real life? Let me know down in the comments down below. Obviously, a little bit of a tough start. We do get a different group on FM. We get Napoli, Genk and Red Star Belgrade. 5 wins, 1 loss. Very, very good. In the Premier League, we are second, 1 point behind Liverpool. This is an alternate universe. We are looking to have some fun and win lots and lots of football games. Garnacho has been absolutely killing it so far. We're going to go through all the individual players at the end of the season, but just a little overview so far. Things are going very, very well. Let's not bottle this and let's win the Premier League. 1 point behind Liverpool. We can't let them win the title, can we? And we've absolutely bottled everything. We've come second in the league. Let Liverpool win the league. We've bottled it in the Champions League. Losing to Dortmund. We've bottled it in the FA Cup, losing to Chelsea. And as you know, we bobbled in the Carabao Cup losing to City. So, quite realistically, we have not won anything this season, which is a little bit frustrating. I'd have liked to have done a little bit better. One man that has been an absolute shining light is Alejandro Garnacho. 47 appearances, 32 goals, 14 assists. This is ridiculous. This guy on Football Manager is crazy. If you give him the game time, one of the best players in the world. 4.5-star current ability is better than Rashford. I mean, how has that happened? We are in season number 1. This is the beta, so there's no editing going on. This is just how it is. Look at the actual stats. Rashford is still a better player, but Garnacho's got the speed and the technicals, and what a season he's had. Rashford, 15 goals, 12 assists. We didn't need him to have an unbelievable season because Garnacho did exactly that, and he wasn't the only one either because brand new signing Rasmus Højlund scored 33 goals, got 10 assists, 45 games. Look at that progression. He is absolutely killing it. 16 goals in the Premier League first season. As a 21-year-old, very happy with that. Unbelievable first season for both Rasmus and Garnacho. Developing the young players has been something we've been looking to do. Now, Onana played 33 games, but India played 18. Tom Heaton played 6, so Onana did play the most games in the world. Must have had quite a big injury. Wan-Bissaka at 6.99, 7 assists, very good. Varane and Martinez were the two main centre-backs. Luke Shaw, 16 assists. What a season for him. And of course, Bruno Fernandes is quite good as well. 22 goals and 27 assists for our Portuguese Magnifico. What a season for him as well. I mean, that is 49 goal contributions, one away from 50 goal contributions in one season. Is he up for the Ballon d'Or? Because he very well should be. Mason Mount, 7 goals, 12 assists. Very happy with how he performed. I mean, his stats progressed quite nicely as well, and we'd certainly take that in real life. I think he'll get to the point where he's doing double-doubles one day again, but right now, let's just concentrate on getting him better. And off the bench, Martial, pretty useless. Anthony was 6 goals, 8 assists. Just simply Garnacho got picked more than him. I didn't set anyone to play more game time. I pretty much left it up to the AI, but that is what they decided. Garnacho was going to start on the right wing. Obviously, we had lots of loans going out. Amrabat was quite good this season, 1 goal and 3 assists. Harry Maguire, 1 goal and 20 games for San Sebastian. Hopefully, he'll be leaving. Mainu played 19 games in the Championship in the second half of the season, so a very good loan spell for him. Maybe another one coming up as well. 1 assist, 2 goals, just a solid DM. Palestri, 2 goals over at Norwich. Montpellier played Hannibal 18 times, which is great for him. 2 goals, 2 assists. Ahmad, 2 assists, 4 goals on loan at Burnley in the Premier League. Maybe isn't going to cut it here at Manchester United. We need to see that, what he can progress into. Isaac Hansen Aroen is a fantastic young Norwegian talent. He done very well on loan at Hull as well. 3 assists and 2 goals at 7.08 average rating. Alvaro Fernandez sadly didn't play too much at Granada and is probably going to be leaving the club. Not the most realistic thing, but that is what it is. Dan Gore had a shocking loan spell at Norwich. We'll have to see what he can do. And Malacia hardly touched football over there either, which is fantastic, of course. Now, in terms of transfers, we've got 63 million to go ahead and spend, 270k in the wage budget. I don't believe we've been sold, which is fantastic and realistic as well, because that's all gone to pot as well, hasn't it? So we won't even talk about that because it's going to frustrate me. In terms of the youth intake, things have been great. We've got a young Welsh centre-back, Matt Davey. He looks absolutely superb. And he's not even the best one because William Karoma, 5-star potential ability, 17 work rate, 16 determination, 16 teamwork, 11 determination, decent enough speed. A striker, he is going to progress into an absolute animal. We need to just keep an eye on how he progresses. And Shay Lacey as well, obviously in real life, is here. Looks fantastic, progressing nicely, 5-star potential. Let's get him out on loan this season and see if we can progress him. But let's get right into things then. Season number 2, let's make some brand new signings and bring in some superstars to take this United team from bottlers, not winning a single competition, to winning absolutely everything, shall we? And the Patreon benefits are returning. If you guys don't know, we have a Patreon which is linked at the top of the description. Now you can access these rebuild files from the Patreon down below. You've got to do is head down there, and anything you do on there supports me making this my absolute dream, an absolute reality as well, because you guys have been smashing on support on the videos, Patreon, everything. Last year was absolutely mental, and this year, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. If you want to help support, Patreon is the place to do it down below. And also you get access to these rebuild files, so players that we have signed so far and players that we're going to sign and wonder kids we're going to develop, you can pick it up from any point in the Patreon save. Now obviously it's season 5, I'm going to put the file in there, but if you want any other file, you can do that. Just let me know down there and I can send it over to you. So Patreon down below, thank you for support. Legends have been on screen the whole time as well. You lot I love you so much. Thank you very, very much. Without further ado, let's get back into the video. And what we know it's not going to take too much to get this United side to being, the top side that we need them to be. But it's going to take a few players leaving the club as well. And Donny van der Beek for £6.5 million has left the club to go to Everton, who, quite funny enough, he was on loan at. Didn't do too much there when he was on loan and hasn't done too much since coming back either. Jadon Sancho has left the club to go to Newcastle. We've got £17 million for him, which might go down as the worst piece of business a football club has ever done. So thank you, Jadon. I hope it doesn't go this way in real life. I hope something gets worked out, but sadly Jadon Sancho is out the door. Now, in terms of released players as well, let me just grab that up so I can show you. We have had Johnny Evans leave the club, Brandon Williams leave the club, Maya, Plumley, Martial, Vitek, Alvaro Fernandez, Marcus Lawrence and Sam Mather have all left the club as released players. So we need a brand new young striker to bring in, and that is what we're going to go ahead and do, and bring in young Dutchman Tien Den Bogende. Now, he is an 18-year-old. He is at Young Utrecht and playing in their youth system, and he's going to be the backup to Højlund, to Rashford, to Garnacho, to Anthony. We don't need anyone absolutely superb. We just need someone that when we bring him off the bench can score goals. 16 finishing and 16 composure. This guy should have that about him. 2-star current ability, 4-star potential. Hopefully we can progress Tien Den Bogende into being a fantastic young striker for us. I decided a brand new centre-back was needed as well to compete with Rafa Varane. Todibo has been heavily linked in real life and has been brought in now for £63 million. Is actually now better than Varane, better than Lisandro Martinez. So we'll see who plays out of them. He is a right-footed centre-half, 16 determination, 16 marking, 17 tackling, 14 heading, great natural fitness, great pace, great jumping reach. Would be fantastic in real life, and apparently would be quite interested in the meme of last year's FM. Very consistent, loves a big match, and of course I've signed him. So Todibo is in, and then the wonder kid that everyone is talking about on this year's FM, João Neves, is here as well to battle with Mason Mount in central midfield, to play alongside his Portuguese best mate Bruno Fernandes. João Neves is in for 50 million quid, but he's 19 years of age and stats like this, so you cannot complain. I mean, he just looks absolutely outrageous. 17 aggression, 16 bravery, 17 concentration, 17 determination, 17 stamina, 17 natural fitness. He's going to run forever. And as a box-to-box midfielder, that is exactly what we need. Played fairly decent in the top division of Portugal last year, and he has earned that move. And that is it in terms of transfers. We know it doesn't need too much to take us to that next level, and hopefully that is going to be enough. The team is looking strong. Onana, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Martinez, Shaw, Casemiro, Fernandes, Mount, Garnacho, Rashford, Højlund. It's exactly the same. We've just signed a few youngsters and backups to hopefully progress this side to the next level. So let's get into it. Season 2, we now need trophies. And well, January was very, very quiet, only loaning out Kobe Mainoo to Bournemouth, and he just doesn't look like he's progressing, sadly, on this year's FM quite as well as I'd hope. I think you might have to lock him in to be a starting player, and he'll just develop into an absolute superstar like he will in real life. But sadly on FM, the rotation still doesn't seem to quite take into account bringing in these young players. So he was gone to Bournemouth, and that was it in terms of outgoings. Now, in terms of competitions, we've done the same thing again, haven't we? We got knocked out in the third round by Everton in the Carabao Cup, fifth round of the FA Cup by Newcastle, quarter-final in the round of quarter-final by Bayern Munich in the Champions League, and come third in the Prem, and Arsenal have won it. So yeah, it's the same as season 1 really. We've done very well again in terms of our young players have absolutely smashed it. Rasmus Højlund, 37 goals and 7 assists. Now 40 goals in 63 games for Manchester United as one of the best strikers in world football. So we've progressed him very, very well. And Garnacho wasn't a one-season wonder. 12 goals, 17 assists is a slight drop-off from last season. But, I mean, that was a ridiculous season, wasn't it? A 7.51 and 7.30 this season still looks absolutely fantastic. Let's be honest, we needed him to relax a little bit, otherwise he might break the game. Rashford, 17 goals, 11 assists, a very consistent second season. Again, a 6.13, got a 7.13 and got a 7.27 last season. So a decent enough season for him. Bruno Fernandes, yeah, I mean, he's just very, very good. 27 goals, 19 assists. He might be my favourite player on FM ever. A 7.29 this season, a 7.30 last season. Just a little bit ridiculous, really, isn't it? Mason Mount, 9 and 12, very similar to last season. Nearly got the double-double. 25 starts, 13 off the bench, means that someone played quite a lot of games. João Neves played 41 games this season. Just 3 goals, but 11 assists. And as that box-to-box next to Bruno Fernandes, he is progressing very nicely. They are all downwards arrows, but he's progressed a lot over the season. It's just as we look at him right now. apparently he's going down a little bit. It's a lie. Ignore it. This guy is unbelievable. A 6.92 overall at 20 years of age in the Premier League is quite simply outrageous. They're looking for the rest of the team. Looks like Onana had a great season. Dalot started at right back over Wan-Bissaka this season, did very, very well. Todibo played 28 games. Martinez played 38 and Varane played 49. What a rotation that is. Absolutely fantastic. Lindelof didn't play a single game, so he's not very happy at all, is he? Mainu played 6. Vermeeren only played 1 game off the bench and didn't play at all last season, so yeah, he's not progressed very well yet, but we'll get there with him. Eventually, hopefully, he can progress. This FM, there is such thing as dynamic progression. You can develop a player at 24 rather than just them being 18, so I wouldn't worry too much about that one. Anthony, 11 goals and 13 assists this season. Again, looks very, very good. Very happy with Anthony. Just happy to be at United, and that's what I love. He's just going to be a backup to Garnacho, to Rashford, and he's going to get his game time when he needs it, and he's going to come in and do lots of bits. Exact same transfer budget pretty much, 66 million, 300k wage budget. Again, it's just about developing these young players. We are a very, very good side. It's just sort of taking it to that next level, developing the youngsters, probably now replacing Casemiro and maybe another centre-back. We're pretty much there. It's just a case of keeping getting better as we will in real life. So keep up with it. We're going to get there. Season 3. Let's hopefully now have a good transfer window again. Well, in real life, this season just gone, Chelsea managed to do very well with selling players to Saudi Arabia who were maybe a little bit past their best. And I think we've done that as well. A 32-year-old Rafa Varane, £70 million. Thank you very, very much, Al Hilal. Al Ali. I'm a very big fan of yourselves. That helps us a lot. And they've also taken Casemiro off our hands at 33 years of age for £35 million. They're the 2 players that I said about. They're 2 players that in real life come in and need to win. And sadly, we've not done that. And at 2 years down the line, now sort of the 3rd season, I think it makes sense that they'd probably move on and we'd try and develop more young players in that position. Maybe Kobe gets to start in there, maybe signing someone else in midfield. Amad Diallo has also left the club to go to Werder Bremen for £11 million. Didn't develop too well. £11 million's not that bad a return of investment. We did spend, only 19 million maybe because he didn't hit certain goals, which isn't that bad really, is it? Hopefully it's not how it turns out in real life, but you never know. In terms of signings, we're going to sign 3 players. Again, we don't need a lot. Gonçalo Ignacio is someone I brought in. Fantastic Portuguese centre-back. I quite like Portuguese players. They're very, very good. And he went to Real Madrid last season and played 4 games. So I thought, you know what? We'll save you. 35 million, come to United and progress into being a fantastic centre-back alongside Strahinja Pavlovic, a big Serbian. It's like having Nemanja back, isn't it? It's absolutely beautiful. He's 6'4". He's from Serbia. He loves heading the ball. He's got great jumping reach. He's very strong. He's very good at tackling. We've just found Serbia at Vidic 2.0 and he was 20 million quid and looks absolutely superb. So Strahinja Pavlovic is in at centre back, and the last signing is just a young winger, Lisandro Pinheiro. I just thought maybe we'll sign another Argentinian winger and see if he's as good as Garnacho. 16 first touch, great flair, great technique, great vision of work, great pace. Basically Garnacho too. So we'll see what we can get out of him this season as well. We've got a big season ahead. All the competitions again. Hopefully just winning some would be good, because so far that's not what we're doing, is it? So season 3, let's win some stuff. Right, but it's January and I've noticed that we're conceding too many goals. We are not having the greatest of seasons just yet, so I've made a signing to hopefully come in and help our defensive record, and that man is Manu Kone. £53 million, a January signing from Bayern Munich. He moved after going from Borussia Mönchengladbach. He's a fantastic centre mid, fantastic DM, and hopefully adds a bit of strength and a bit of steel into our midfield. So far in the competitions, semi-final in the Carabao Cup by Villa is very frustrating. We are doing well in the Champions League and the FA Cup through to the next stages, which is good, but the Premier League, we are sitting in 4th and 6 points of Arsenal. Going to be quite some challenge to get that back, but we're doing okay. It's not the worst season in the world. We're progressing as a side and we're getting there with the youngsters. I'm going to keep telling myself that. I started this rebuild hoping to win 5 Champions Leagues, 5 Premier Leagues, 5 FA Cups and 5 Carabao Cups. Season 3 we're probably going to end with absolutely none of them. Or are we? Because I bring you back here today to an FA Cup final against Arsenal. We start off with a penalty for Odegaard, bagging it into the top corner. Partey's going to give Rashford the ball. He's going to dance inside. The ball's going to fall to Manu Kone, who's meant to be our DM. He flies through and bags a goal to make it 2-1. Simmerkand on the right hand side for Arsenal finds Mert. He's now going to cut inside with the ball in. A ball back fantastic. And it's 2-1 Arsenal in 41 minutes, which isn't fantastic. But, you know, we've just missed a penalty, which is fantastic. But it's not the end of the world because Anthony's there to score to make it 2-2. All is not lost just yet. Or is it 120th minute, Simakan into Tierney. And we've lost the FA Cup final in the 120th minute to a Kieran Tierney header. Oh, it's so frustrating. But the best thing about being a Manchester United fan is you never give up. And there's certain competitions which Manchester United are drawn in to just be the best team in the world in, to put some passion into it. And we're doing it for that 68, for that 99, for that 08 side here in Milan against AC Milan, the Champions League final. Dalot whips a header, a corner backstick to Rashford to make it 1-0. It's not going to quite be easy though because of Aston Villa, because AC Milan are through one goal with Colombo. He makes it 1-1. And have I just chat absolute waffle? Or are we actually going to do it? Anthony down the right-hand side. Is he going to get dispossessed or is he going to get a ball in the box for Højlund? That's exactly what he's going to do. And it's 2-1, questions of offside, but they are not given. And Anthony in the back stick doesn't win the header. It falls to Kone, who drives, finds Anthony, finds Højlund. 3-1 Manchester United, and the Champions League has come home. What a victory. And it was much needed. Our first trophy in the rebuild is the biggest one of them all. The Champions League trophy is here. A Rasmus Højlund brace, a Rashford goal. It's written in the stars and it's absolutely fantastic. And you know what? We really needed it because we come 6th in the Premier League this season. A shocking season, to be honest. 20 wins, 6 draws, 12 losses. Awful. I don't know what happened, but it turns out we weren't very good in the Premier League. However, winning the Champions League is absolutely massive. And then we look at these squads. It's just absolutely beautiful, isn't it? Rasmus Højlund, 39 goals and 12 assists. What a striker he is. I absolutely love him. I mean, he's just superb, isn't he? You can't hate him. He's an absolute beautiful man and he's fantastic at football as well. And as is probably now club legend Marcus Rashford, 32 goals and 16 assists this season, 2 semi-off seasons, he's back to his best. What a season for Rashford. 32 goals is outrageous. Garnacho just settling in to being a fantastic 21-year-old, 13 goals, 12 assists. That's superb. That's really good enough. I'm very happy with that. And he's my absolute star boy. As is Mason Mount, because 7 goals, 5 assists, 53 games. Availability is sometimes the best ability. And just being there to be able to play in every game we need him to is exactly what we need him to do. And he was fantastic. Bruno Fernandes, again, availability is the best ability. This guy puts up some serious numbers. 17 goals, 23 assists. But 61 games he played this season. We've seen it in real life, he can do that, and he's done it here on FM as well at 31 years of age. What a signing. Manu Kone was as well. 22 games for us in DM, 6.94 average rating. Very good. Luke Shaw still kicking about, 15 assists. Dalot, 7 assists. 55 games for Todibo, 43 for Martinez. Pavlovic, 34. Very happy. Ignacio didn't play at Real Madrid. Doesn't play here either. 14 off the bench. And sorry, mate, I thought I was going to revive your career. I signed Vidic instead. It was kind of hard not to, and he's just an absolute king, isn't he, as a rotational centre-back. So, well done, Pavlovic. Big fan. Vermeeren, 7 games off the bench. Hannibal, still here, 14 off the bench. João Neves is the man off the bench. 48 games started, 12 assists, 4 goals, 7 assists. I mean, what a centre-mid. What a central midfielder he is. Anthony, 26, 7 and 13. We did sign this guy at some point. I don't know if I showed you him. Another Serbian. Stefan Mitrovic. I think I might have signed him in January. He's a bit mid, to be fair. 3 goals, 3 assists. Doesn't really do a lot. He's probably going to leave. He's going to leave, isn't he? And the last person to show you, he's not quite progressed, has he? I told you he would. He hasn't. But this season, as Champions League winners, we now need to go ahead and build this club into the next stage of its career. We need to win another treble. That is the goal. We need to do better in the Premier League, another Champions League, and another FA Cup, please. That would be superb. So, let's get into it. Season 4. We've got how much money to go ahead and spend? Yeah, quite a lot. 133 million, 165k in wage budget. Let's just go and add to this already fantastic Manchester United side. And I sort of thought at this point in the rebuild, there needs to be an upgrade in 2 positions, and they're the wing-back positions. Luke Shaw, Diego Dalot, fantastic. But We need to improve that, and Jeremy Frimpong is my improvement at right back, heavily linked in real life again. He has developed very, very nicely as a very attacking, aggressive wing back. Looks absolutely superb, extremely quick. His defensive ability has actually got a lot better. Great flair, off the ball, dribbling. He's just exciting, isn't he? And as an inverted thing, as we've got an inside forward on the right-hand side, having this guy bomb past him is going to be fantastic. So Frimpong is in on the right-hand side, and when you think about the best left-backs in the world, Theo Hernandez has to come into mind, and he's here now at Manchester United. He looks ridiculous, doesn't he? Very, very similar to Frimpong. Very strong, very good defensively, very good flair, can whip a ball in, basically a winger. And he's here, and Wing Play United is in the history, and he's now here at the club as well. A couple of sales of young players this window. Malacia's left for 8 million, Hansen Aaron for 15 million, Hannibal for 7, and Shea Lacey's out on loan at MK Dons and doing quite well, to be fair, in his progression. Still 4-star potential, now 2-star ability, and getting there indeed. If we look at our development centre, we have got some still very, very good young players here at the club, developing quite nicely. 5-star wise, William Karoma is still here. He hasn't just had a big injury, which isn't always helpful, but he was on loan, I think, last year at Blackpool. 39 games and 8 goals is good enough for me. And the other one we know of, wherever he is, Matt Davey is actually in the first team. He had a loan spell last year at Preston, played 44 games and was very, very good. So we've called him up to the first team, 18 years of age, 10 caps for Wales. An absolute superstar, and Matt Davey is going to be here for a very, very long time indeed. The squad is looking very, very good. I'm very, very happy. We should now be able to win everything, so let's get into it. Season 4, let's win it all. First order of business, win the Carabao Cup. We've done it. We've beat Newcastle 2-0. Serbian Vidic has scored, and of course Rasmus Højlund has scored. We absolutely dominated Newcastle, and a fantastic performance. And you know what I just said about these attacking wing-backs? Look at that pass map. You couldn't have more attacking wing-backs than that, can you? They are literally wingers, and it's beautiful, and it works as well. And a fantastic performance in this 2-0 victory against Newcastle in the Carabao Cup. The question is, that doesn't only count as a treble if we win that, and we don't win the FA Cup. Sadly, we didn't win the FA Cup. We got knocked out in the 5th round by Chelsea 2-1. So we haven't won the treble this year. We might win a treble, because you never know. Sadly, though, the FA Cup, we're not going to win the proper treble, are we? We are, however, going to finally lift the Premier League. 87 points, 70 goal difference, 27 wins, 6 draws, 5 losses. Man City in second. Rasmus Højlund outscoring Erling Haaland. It's just beautiful, isn't it? It's absolutely stunning. Rasmus Højlund is that guy, and he's gone ahead today, and he has gone ahead and beat Erling Haaland. And as if by magic, we are in the Champions League final as well, against a very, very strong PSG side. You can see their team: Mbappe, Vinicius Junior, Musiala, Kolo Muani. Yeah, quite good. We've lined up with Rashford, Neves, Fernandes, Garnacho, Højlund, Kone, Hernandez, Martinez, Todibo, Frimpong and Onana. But we're all asking, is it going to win the Champions League final? Rashford finds Garnacho down the right-hand side. He cuts inside and he scores in a Champions League final in 13 minutes. And guess what? We're not done there. Theo Hernandez down the left-hand side, drives down the line, gets the ball in the box, and Rasmus Højlund scores to make it 2-0 in 15 minutes. Is it all done, or are PSG going to come back? Marquinhos, an unbelievable ball through, and Mawani scores in the 67th minute and make things a little bit more difficult. It's the 93rd minute. Not now. Not now. And Xavi Simons pips it in the back of the net. It comes to penalties. Bruno puts his away, sending him the wrong way. Mbappe scores against Onana. Rashford steps up. Of course he scores. He's never going to miss in a Champions League final. Kessie for PSG. He scores. Mount, he scores. He makes it 3-2. Ruben Neves up against João Neves, puts it in the top corner to make it 3-0. Garnacho scores to make it 4-3. Xavi Simons, he's chipped it and Onana saved it. Musiala, he scores as well. I don't know, it's missed something. Theo Hernandez misses. No. And that's it. It's not quite worked correctly, but we have lost a Champions League final. And Theo Hernandez misses the final. And when you think it's all there, sadly, we lose in the Champions League. I mean, what a fantastic season that has been. We have won the Premier League. We've won the Super Cup. We've won the Carabao Cup. We lost the Champions League final. Oh, it was all there for us. But But we need to pick ourselves back up then for season number 5, the final season. Luckily, we've got Rasmus Højlund, 44 goals and 7 assists, 94 goals in 136 Premier League games. Rasmus, if you do that in real life, I will love you forever. Please do it. Please. Rashford, 29 goals, 8 assists. What a player. Absolute superstar. Garnacho, 17 goals, 25 assists. He has turned into just a ridiculous... I mean, this front three is just so beautiful. I love it. I really hope it works in real life. And Anthony, if you're happy to just be a backup, please stay here and do that as well. 17 goals, 14 assists and 29 starts, 30 off the bench. You've played 60 games. What a man. He is fantastic. Bruno Fernandes, obviously he's now 32 years of age, 46 games, 12 goals, 19 assists. Mount, he finally got it. The double-double, 12 goals, 11 assists. What a season for Mason Mount, next to Bruno Fernandes as well. Sky Vink come in January. He looks quite good. 8 goals. He's alright, and he's not too bad. Decent enough backup. The Serbian, 7 goals. Todibo, 7 goals. Manu Kone, very, very good. João Neves, a little bit underwhelming. 2 goals, 3 assists, 48 games, a 6.83. Just a very, very well-rounded centre midfielder. I mean, I'm happy with that. He's fantastic, but he's not getting the goals and assists I thought he might. But I'm not complaining. He's an absolute legend and a baller. But we don't even need any signings, do we? We've got £80 million. We just need to play the exact same team again and beat PSG. And I quite literally made only one signing, so I bring you back at the end of season number 5 to show you Xavi Simons. He basically tried to give us the Champions League, so I thought, you know what, Xavi? £63 million. You can come in and be another rotational midfielder. My lord, is he good? 14 goals, 16 assists this season. What a player. I'm in love with Xavi Simons in real life. I think he's an absolute superb footballer, and on FM he progresses quite well, doesn't he? So Xavi Simons is also in after he tried to give us a Champions League final and complete the treble, win the Carabao Cup, or lose to Stoke in the 4th round, who, by the way, got all the way to the final and lost to Liverpool on penalties. So yeah, it's annoying, but, you know, we moved. So only one Carabao Cup in this whole time. It's a little bit frustrating. But how about winning the FA Cup? The treble is on, ladies and gentlemen. We've won in the penalties 5-4. Ramsey missed and we win, which means next summer we're signing Ramsey, of course, but I'm not going to be here for next summer. That's available for you guys on Patreon. If you want to take this save up, you can do it on Patreon. I'm sure there's a spiel in there already on the video, so I'm not going to go through it again, but the Champions League, the FA Cup, absolutely beautiful. Look at that pass map again. How high are the wingers? Stupidly high. Yes, I love it. We've got 2 centre-backs and 8 attackers. It's beautiful and it's superb. I just love it so much. It's the Premier League. Have we gone ahead and gone back-to-back? Ladies and gentlemen, it's on. It is on. 3 draws, 4 losses, 31 wins, 96 points, back-to-back Premier Leagues. Rasmus Højlund, yeah, he got outscored by Haaland. He was quite annoyed at how good Højlund was last season, so he's went and scored 39 goals. But where's your Premier League son? It's not here, is it? But guess what? We're going to face him in the Champions League. And not only are we going to face him, we're going to face him in the final as well. Rashford, Højlund, Garnacho, Fernandes, Simons, Neves, Hernandez, Martinez, Todibo, Frimpong and Onana line up for Manchester United. Well, Manchester City come out with Haaland, Shirky, Silva, Sudakov, De Bruyne, Rodri, Doyle, Gvardiol, Diaz, Lewis and Ederson. We can beat that side. And we're going to start off with Neves into Højlund, to Xavi Simons, to Rashford, brought down Garnacho, João Neves. I've just said he doesn't score or get enough assists. He's blasted that home to make it 1-0. Bruno Fernandes, 2-0 from the free kick in 56 minutes. Anthony with a corner, front post, cleared away. Anthony with a corner, Bruno Fernandes, How's 3-0 in 58 minutes to win a treble. City aren't done though. Rodri finds Rafinha down the right hand side. He finds Kevin De Bruyne to Haaland. Is it all going to come crumbling down? Ederson on the ball. Ruben Diaz. De Bruyne. Cheers, Kevin. Haaland. Nah. Højlund. 4-1. And the 90th minute to put the little cherry on top. Mount, Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Anthony. 5-1. The treble is here. A 5-1 destruction of Manchester City. Pep Guardiola, who? Where even are you, son? You're not here to win a Champions League. We have just won a historic treble, a proper treble. No charges, no rubbish. We have done it with youth. We have done it with passion. We have done it with Manchester United players. Rasmus Højlund, 36 goals. Bruno Fernandes, 24 goals. 60 appearances at 33 years of age. Garnacho is simply one of the best players in the world. 21 goals, 15 assists. I mean, I love him. I love him so much. Alejandro, please keep doing this stuff. And I didn't even show you Højlund. Just look at him. Just look at him. Marvel at how good Rasmus Højlund can become on FM. Creators, if you're doing a United rebuild, stop selling him, please. He is so good. Rashford, 20 goals, 14 assists. Xavi Simons, 14 and 16. Shea Lacey was out on loan. He's done fantastic. 11 goals, 9 assists. If you pick this up on Patreon, develop this guy for me and show me how good he gets. He looks fantastic. Mason Mount, 11-11. Another double-double for him. Joao Neves played 42 games. Hernandez got 15 assists. Frimpong got 4. The team is just absolutely beautiful. You've got so many ridiculous wonder kids here as well, just to show you them the potential. William Karoma out on loan. Develop him and show me. He looks fantastic. Matt Davey is the backup centre-back. Make him a starter. Making the best Welsh centre-back in the world. He looks fantastic. Sky Vink, 4.5 star potential. Rasmus, 4.5 star ability and potential. Garnacho, Neves, Simons, Hernandez, Kone, Bruno, Frimpong, Mount, Rashford. I'm in love. I'm absolutely in love. We have brought Manchester United back to the top of football. Not even just English football, world football. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like the video. Subscribe to the channel for much more rebuilds like this as we go through the year of FM24. And I'll speak to you next time.